We've got this story here, the LEARNS Act. So there's a voucher system now. A lot of people are looking forward to this. A lot of teachers still don't like LEARNS Act. You know what? I've heard a lot of people say, the teachers that were there for, had been working this whole time, they're very upset that starting teacher pays now like $50,000, and they're mad about that. I'm like, why would you be mad about that? I mean, if I needed anything else to give me like less hope for our public education system, hearing that teachers are jealous that they didn't start at 50 grand, but this new teacher, fresh out of college is starting at 50 grand. I'm sorry. I don't know why you would be mad about that. I mean, paying these teachers 50 grand is still not a lot of money, but there's a ton of turnover in Arkansas's education department where teachers get burned out really quick. And one of the reasons why is because they're making $30,000, $35,000. Starting at 50 is a good start. Probably should be more. Anyway, so there's a voucher program for private schools and homeschoolers. Any of you homeschoolers out there, I know we have homeschoolers that listen to the show. So the application period, the application period to apply for your student voucher is coming up in April. For Arkansas families that want to obtain a first-time state-funded vouchers of more than $6,800 per year for the child's private or homeschool enrollment in the coming 2024-2025 school year. Now, it will come with strings attached. We will figure out exactly what those are. I know one of those strings is that, hey, if you're a homeschool student and you take the money, you will have to give your student, your child at home, some sort of test once a year. You get to administer the tests as a parent, and the way I read this, you then report to the state what the test results are. So Daryl Smith, Assistant Commissioner for School Choice and Parent Empowerment in the Arkansas Division of Elementary and Secondary Education, on Tuesday presented an update on the plans for what will be the second year of Educational Freedom Account Program. Smith said the application period is starting a little later than initially planned in 2024-2025 because the state is in the process of taking bids from companies to manage the account. Additionally, the state has continued to draft rules of the particulars of carrying out the program. So initial set of permanent rules was drafted in the fall of 2023. Any of these rules, they're not firm yet, but they're going to have to be okayed by the Arkansas Governor's Office. Smith said the private and home schools that participate in the voucher program can select their own curriculum, but it must include teaching English, language arts, math, science, and social studies. I mean, I don't know what homeschool is like, we're not going to teach English and math and science and social studies. Additionally, those students and schools that participate in the program must take a reference test every spring and report the results to the state. There are about 15 different tests from which you can choose. Huh, okay. All right. So there you go. I mean, now, is it possible that down the road, there's some more strings that are attached to this that are more, tyrannical? Yeah, we don't know what the government's going to look like in 10 years here. Yeah. I mean, they could start coming for homeschool parents the way Germany comes for homeschool parents. I mean, there's German family had to flee. German family had to flee America, because the German government was after them. They were Christian, by the way, and they wanted to homeschool their kids. I mean, Arkansas's homeschool law, thanks to Jerry Cox, back during the 90s, the way that the story goes is back during the 90s, there was no way you were going to get Democrats. I'm going to tie these two stories together. Homeschooling and abortion. Back in the 90s, there was nothing but Democrats, and you could not get the Democrats to budge on abortion. They were for it. They didn't want to mess with it. Call it ignorance, call it actively participating in evil. I don't know. Some people say, look, they didn't realize, they thought it really was just a clump of cells. They didn't realize the science behind it. Regardless of the fact, people got educated, people figured it out, they became pro-life, and that's a good thing. But in the meantime, in the 90s, when that wasn't the case and Arkansas wasn't a pro-life state, the only thing that you could get these Democrats to listen to was homeschool moms. Homeschool moms that would show up to the Capitol, aided by the Family Council and Jerry Cox, to basically give Arkansas the most deregulated homeschooling environment in the nation. And that's a good thing. Now we have the LEARNS Act that's coming alongside now, offering to give taxpayer money back to the family per child, $6,800. and it can be used on school supplies and things like that. I don't know if it can also be used. I don't know the full list of what it can be used on. We need to find that out though. But this is a good thing. I think this is a good thing. Money actually come. I thought this was a pipe dream. I mean, I know the school choice people. Excuse me. I know the school choice people in the lobby here have been working for a long time to get something like this. I never actually thought it would happen. I used to talk about this on the radio all the time. I used to say, this money should come back to the taxpayer. If they want it, it should follow them wherever they want to go. I never dreamed they would actually get it done, though, especially would it come back to homeschool families, right? You see nationally, most people who homeschool their kids are Christians, and you see nationally and, from the media, just an anti-Christian, anti-white bias really just permeates every fabric of our culture these days. But that's not happening here in Arkansas, right? And that's a good thing, and I'm very, very thankful for that.